That's why you have to be careful thinking you giving everybody advice out here, thinking you can lead everybody to the water. You got to be very careful of thinking you can tell him the truth, tell her what's real, and they just go accept it. Nah, these people will get mad at you for telling you the truth. They don't want to heal the right way. They don't want to hear the right things. Because you got to understand your perceptions of life, your beliefs, your opinions, your values are not the same as others. That little petty stuff that they talking about and running around about the bicker and fight about, you on a whole different level than that. You haven't been through something like that since you was in the teens. But you got to understand the way you live in your life and the way you going is not the same as others out here. Sometimes your dreams is too big for people out here in this world anyway, and they can't see as far as that. They can't see as far as I'm walking up here. They're very limited out here. So you got to be careful of thinking you can make everybody see. You can think you can tell him some advice, tell him the right thing. No. Sometimes these people get upset at you. Sometimes these people will turn around and try to stab and run at you and attack you just for telling them the truth. You telling him he needs some help. And you probably would benefit from going to counseling. Whatever it is, you probably would benefit from just working the job and trying to do better out here. They don't want to hear what's right. They don't want to hear that they probably need to give it to God. They don't want to hear they got to start praying more. People don't like to hear what's right sometimes. So you got to be careful thinking your vision is the same as his vision. These eyes I got here, they don't look the same as yours. They never look the same as nobody else out here. We ain't got no twins out here. People look like you, people resemble you, and people as tight as you, and y'all on the same journey. But we on different paths, and we got different views out here. And it's even worse when you're trying to make a non-believer a believer. This can go to your child, You're trying to teach your child how to ride a bike, do some work. Sometimes that courage, you trying to tell somebody they stronger than what they are, you can do it. Sometimes people can't see that. It gets hard thinking you can ride that bike as a kid. You think you about to fall. But you sitting there teaching them, you got to be strong. You got more courage than you think. But they got to see the vision for themselves first. They got to believe, look, I'm going to be cool. If I fall, I'm going to get back up. Some people don't think like that, though. And it's early in life as a kid, though, but it goes further in life as we get into our adulthood. You will see this more and more with people out here. They can't see out here. They can't see farther than where they going, and they don't even know where they going is what I'm saying. You got to be very careful with that because some people, they stuck in their ways. They closed-minded individual. He's not an open-minded person. He's not trying to see that he's the reason why he hasn't seen his children. He's the reason why that divorce happened and he can't be with his wife no more. She can't understand the reason why the children are not with the father is because of her. This marriage didn't happen because of her. People don't like to hear the truth sometimes when you point the finger at them. They want you to take their side. They want you to be a yes man. But when you being real, when you counseling people, you got to be careful of trying to do that. Everybody don't got the same sight as you. And you have to remember that. So sometimes people just be quiet. Be still. Your people going to be going through some things. And some of these things, it's up to us to get over with. When you see two women out there bickering and two men out there bickering, sometimes you can't let them see what's right from wrong. That's what they got the court system for. That's what people want a child support court for. Divorce court for. Because they can't seem to see how we can make this work out and, shake hands and everybody live and we can co-parent together or something. The vision of people, the ways of people, the perceptions and the beliefs is all different, y'all. So be careful thinking you can teach some people the way. Be careful thinking you can heal this person and thinking you can just show him that way because the eyes don't see that way. Some of these people are just clowns, They lingering on to you, though. They hanging on to you. But as soon as you tell them, you got to go that way. You should do this. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't even working hard. Look like you losing your fire. These people will get mad at you. They saying you looking at me as competition now. Or you put me down. Or you think you better than me now. You see what I'm saying? Just because you're trying to tell them the truth. Some people don't want to go through it. You got to understand you've been through it. They ain't been through it. You got responsibilities. You do this every day 24/7. They don't do this at all. If they do it, they do it once in a while type stuff. A different lifestyle, a different way of life, that calls it right there. You can't make people see where you're trying to go. People don't want to see the change in you sometimes, for that matter. So you can't be explaining right from wrong what you did. I changed this because of this. People don't want to hear that. You just got to keep on going with your life out here. It's very hard to make folks see that they wrong. It's very hard to see that. These people sometimes don't got faith. These people sometimes don't even believe they damn self that it's even right. So be careful with that people thinking you can make people see out here and that you can just heal him and heal her. Because sometimes it just doesn't work. Motivation comes in many forms. Lamborghini Lamar.